So today on Project Shop we have this V6, what is this, a GM motor?
A 3.9 Dodge.
Dodge, 3.9 Dodge. We got from a generator. We're gonna go see if we can't sell it instead of scrapping it. Man, look at that thing on the bottom, dude. Would you have to swap out the oil pans? Okay, this is the generator we're picking up. Got a nice stainless tank on it. Big old slant 6. Big old stator, bunch of copper. And it's on a whole trailer. A radiator. And then we got a Lincoln welder right here. Apparently this thing was good, it worked. But you know what happens when the things enter the realm of my shop? This thing's probably gonna go straight to the scrapyard. So we're gonna figure out how to get this loaded up. Then we're gonna hook onto that. And we're gonna get on down the road before it gets dark, because I don't think this thing has trailer lights. All right, we made it back to the shop. We got the welder in the back. We use this cart. This thing's amazing. I think Harbor Freight sells them. That thing jacked up pretty much to level, and we just flipped it over. What do we see in there? A fan. That's about it. I don't know. We'll have to dig into that. It was kind of lighter than I thought, so I don't know. But this thing, check out these hooks. There's like these backwards things. Absolutely no lights. I don't even know why I plugged it in. So tires were squishy. This thing was bouncing all over the freaking road. That's a shame. This is a nice little heavy duty thing. Did you get this to fire up?
Or start and run just fine. It just
starts and runs fine, but
puts coolant into the oil.
yeah, it's got a blown. Someone cracked the head. Got all these outlets. I mean, if this thing was diesel, we'd be keeping it, but
Plant 6 225 Chrysler.
oh hey man, I need these magnets. Bro, this pot rode this whole way?
Yep.
No way, bro. You left that there?
Yeah.
Wow. Steve hooked up a little cooling system.
This is 3-phase.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? Because I looked at this one time.
I'm positive.
Man, let me see.
This is 3-phase.
I don't see no 3-phase breakers. We'd have to pull this off and look at it. I could tell right away if this is 3-phase. What do we need? A flathead.
Look it up, man.
You sure?
These are 3-phase.
Where?
Aren't they?
No, man, these are 220, dude. 3-phase, you would have four prongs. None of this is 4-prong. 30 amp, 220 volt, single phase. All right, we're back on this generator. We're gonna tear this thing apart. Steve already started taking it apart some. Unfortunately, nobody wants this 6-cylinder. That's all I want out of it. The rest of this shit can go to scrapyard. I might save that right there. And that's about it. All the rest of the shit can go. I might cut these off. Throw them on my other trailer. But we're just gonna cut this top off and then bring the cherry picker over and then split this thing in half. And just pick this back end up off of here. Hey man, did you ever find out where the crack was?
Yeah, it's on the end of the head. I tried to fix it and I couldn't. I tried everything, man.
That boogered weld?
Huh?
All that?
Yep.
Dag.
It's going into the spring seat and it's still moving, so there's no fixing it.
She done. Cast iron block, cast iron head.
That's a new head. Somebody just put it on wrong. They didn't torque it right.
Idiots.
Snap the end of it off.
Well, she's destined for the scrapyard.
Hey, if anybody needs it, all it needs is a head.
Yeah, it'll be gone by tomorrow.
I'm just stuck here in a dream. At the bottom of the ocean, I'm at the bottom of...
All right, we blew through that pretty quick. I beat the hell out of this thing, and pretty much just got to separate the stator from the motor. We're going to leave the stator bolted down. Steve's already got this motor pretty much loose except for where it's bolted to the thing. Hopefully it separates with no issue. We'll get this thing set down on a pallet temporarily, and then probably either load this in the back of my truck or right on the trailer. And we'll get that stator down on a pallet, and then I'm gonna bring my torch out here and start cutting this thing up. But so far this thing came apart pretty easy. This thing was rusty. Got some nice little nuggets of copper so far. There was a little transformer somewhere. This big old copper here. I think there's going to be a nice little bit of copper inside that breaker, and we'll add it to the other breakers that I have. We're going to do a video on breakers and see what kind of copper recovery and silver recovery we can get out of them. But for now, this thing's going along pretty good. For sure, the next step is break out the cutting torch. That wasn't too bad. Kind of sketchy the way we had to get that off, but now we're gonna weigh this and see how much that stator weighs. Now there is a lot of extra metal on this, like this whole big back end and the flex plates right here. This is what took us a little extra time separating that, was getting that flex plate separated. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna say 500.
I'm gonna say 620.
Okay. Oh, we were both way off. Keep going.
You got the pallet locked on.
Go ahead, go up. I'll get it off.
Why? What's it say?
Go ahead, up.
Alright, that's all up.
693. So you were closer.
620.
Yeah.
That's a heavy bitch.
Yeah, it is.
No wonder.
So I'm wondering, I mean, there is still a bracket and then that whole big back piece,
Yeah.
which is got to be 50 something pounds, if not more.
We're looking at 500 pounds. With the stuff pulled off of it.
Yeah.
There's 100 pounds
So
on the tail.
Hopefully we'll be able to pull 100 pounds of copper out of this, maybe, or more. Well, what would 20% be?
500.
100 pounds? Yeah, so we'll see. And then we'll see, we'll do the math. I'll see, you know, this will go as electric motors, if it's worth actually breaking them down. Some got more copper than others.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on if you know if it's 3-phase or single phase or what the deal is, but you know, for the right price, I'm probably thinking it's worth breaking them down, you know?
Yeah, it is.
So we'll figure it out. Now, we got this frame. It's got a lot of nice steel on here. A lot of rust, but like some nice heavy angle. I could actually probably use some of that. Pretty much most of this upper structure looks like someone built, or this might have been the original frame. They plopped it right down on top of a trailer.
Yeah, that's what they did.
So anyway, we're gonna take the torch and go to work on this thing a little bit. I did hear that you could, someone told me that TMR will take this as just a trailer, but I don't know. I don't want to get down there and have an issue. It ain't gonna be nothing to cut this thing in like 1, 2, 3 sections, and then maybe even actually recover some steel out of it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Freaking rusty metal, dude. It's like popping. Got a fire. And that rusty metal don't like to be cut. I got one more cut to make over there. that blue paint you put on there, bro. So crazy, that rust, man. It like goes around it. Man, I can feel this GoPro getting extra hot being next to that flame. Okay, we're back at it. It's another day. This is how far we got yesterday. It got really late and then it started kind of raining, so and then it's been raining here all day, so it's finally stopped raining, drying off a little bit. We're going to get this cut out. I am going to be saving some of this heavy angle, but most of this we're just going to cut and send right to the scrap yard. What I'm going to do now is just continue cutting right down the middle of this thing, and then we'll cut this frame up in like 4-foot sections. I mean, since we're cutting it, we might as well get prepared steel for it. And then we're going to load all this shit over here on the trailer, and then we'll make a scrapyard run tomorrow. While we got the torch out, we're going to torch this. We'll probably unbolt most of this, and then torch out the rest. Hopefully we'll get a big chunk of copper out of there. We'll have to get the stator wrecker set up. And now that we're able to split these things in half, this is going to come out relatively easy. You know, that's a game changer, being able to cut them in half. Those big ones I did before, man, that we had to burn in the shop, that was a nightmare. So now we're just going to be ripping the copper out. Okay, that thing came apart relatively easy. Now this one had something I've never seen before. Now I've seen these little exciter things before, right? But this one had this with like that in there, and then inside of it, when I knocked it apart, was this ring, which turned out to be like tons of copper wire. Almost, it's like a solid, pretty much solid chunks of copper, really heavy. So that's nice. This piece here, we'll take the air hammer and just run it around. It'll just eat that copper right off. And then this big boy here, we're going to put up on the stator wrecker. We'll split it in half with the blade, and then pull the copper out. Now, without splitting it, as deep as that thing is, that would definitely be a challenge to pull that through that far with all that slack and glue without like burning it off. So now that we have the ability to cut this stuff in half, this stuff is going to come out relatively easy. And then this here, these are super long. I think I'm going to do the same thing. If I can get this bearing off, either cut it or pull it, it'd be nice to keep it. That's kind of a good bearing. We'll cut the end of this off with the air hammer and see if I can't grab onto this over here and uke that out of there. I still have yet to make a custom puller, but what I might try just to get them started is to make something, a chain with a hook that I can hammer down in there and kind of pull. The only problem with them is once one side starts moving, it's just going to work one side out. But then maybe I can actually get, you know, once it moves a little bit, get the claw on it. But that's a long span and a lot of glue in there. But these ones don't look like the other ones that had the things here. So who knows, maybe it'll come right out. We'll knock this end off and smack it once and see if it breaks it free. Might not even need the puller. But these look like nice chunks of copper in there. Here?
Is that copper?
No. I think that's just glue. Because these are plates.
Looks like copper on the end.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, it's actually coming along pretty good. Steve's got most of the center of this cut out. Once we cut out, we're going to cut the nose off. I'm going to save that whole front end. The landing, the chain, the thing. We'll probably recover all of these. That heavy steel. Some of that heavy steel we might keep. But most of it is going to go straight to the scrapyard. So we're just going to keep trucking along. See, some of the stuff is, I mean, that's a pretty good piece of steel, but it's all rusty. You can't keep it all. Scrapyard needs something. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. We're down to an axle, which we're going to use the cherry picker, and we'll back the trailer up underneath that. And then all this stuff here, we are going to finish cutting this thing in half. I will send this as prepared steel, but the rest of this stuff is sheet metal. We're going to cut the tires off of those rims. Those rims will go as prepared steel. I actually got a couple more rims, like right there the neighbor gave me. I might as well cut them off. Oh, I got this frame. We're going to cut this frame up here from the last generator we had, and that's actually the frame where that V6 motor came from, and we actually got $100 for that motor. Now the weight on it, I figured that thing probably weighed 300 to 400 pounds. If I would have scrapped it, maybe if I'm lucky, I would have got 30 bucks for it, you know. So the fact that I was able to get 100 and I didn't have to touch it, and it was literally right next to where I picked up this generator and that welder. So yeah, it was good dropping that off, getting 100 bucks, and then getting this. So the welder, we're gonna do another video on that. I'm hoping we can get to that tonight, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure that thing's gonna be all aluminum transformer in there. Someone had a comment, said that they picked up a classic one like that, and I had mentioned to him in the comments, like, yeah, unfortunately it's probably going to be aluminum, and he came back with, yep, that's exactly what it was. So if it is, we'll be getting irony aluminum for the transformer. I got some other aluminum transformers around here somewhere. Now I did pull off, this is all going to the scrapyard. We'll cut the wires off. I did save the cast aluminum alternator, and we'll throw this with the cast, even though there's a little bit of steel on it. We'll throw that with cast and get aluminum for that. I just kind of beat that off with a hammer. This is all the heavy steel that I'm saving. A couple pieces of heavy duty, looks like, I don't think that's full 1/2 inch, it's close though, thick angle iron, a couple pieces of C-channel, and those 2 D-rings, and then those 2 pieces there. I'll save. The rest of this stuff is going right off to the scrapyard. We need to get this out of here cleaned up, and then I need to go through this whole mess. Okay, we got all that pretty much cleaned up and loaded on the trailer. Got a huge mess over here. I'm gonna pull up a little bit. We're gonna sweep all this crap up and throw it right on there. Send it right to the scrapyard with all this stuff. Pretty much done processing for the night. I know it's hard to tell. The back of the truck is absolutely full of prepared steel. I don't know what I'm gonna get for the motor. It's probably gonna be sheet, but whatever. And we will probably cut them tires. I got a whole pile over there that need to be cut. Or I'll wait until the neighbor opens up tomorrow. Maybe I'll just use this tire machine, I don't know. Well, we made it to the scrap yard. We got a nice little pile of prepared back here and in the back of the truck. That's all sheet metal up there. So unfortunately I gotta offload this by hand. That looks dangerous as shit right there. Are you gonna do this? He's gonna mag it out. That's what I'm talking about. No, only the back. Right on time. I wonder if he can get this motor out of the back of my truck. That's like the back saver 5000 right there. Hey, can you get this? chain. Why you always gotta be careful with them guys and them machines, man. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrapyard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before? And it's not good for my OCD in my brain, you know. and I don't even know like what is on this shelf. It looks like a mixture of tools, possibly scrap parts.